now become a two-pronged approach for roasting Kevin. Phase 1 will be to describe Santa Claus. Phase 2 will be laugh at Kevin, because we all can. And it's easy. And as Mr. Fry and I proved earlier, it's just way easy to do. And we just do it so often and just very efficiently now, I might add. The Santa Claus is up here. Back in college, the majority of the people in this room, as well as the chief.
Nice job, Kevin. You're loud enough. Come on, man. That's enough.
Campus police chief, dean of students, director of residential life. The whole campus was involved in the abduction of some Christmas figures, i.e. Frosty, who couldn't make it tonight, and jolly old St. Nick. They were living on the balcony of Baldwin College, which is where we lived at the time. Kev was an RA in Dixon at the time. And they just disappeared, went off into thin air. And I threw a fit, wrote a report, complained about it, got very upset, went to everybody, went to the police department, went to the director of Res Life, and started an all-out search. This went on for 3 weeks-ish, 3 weeks. I was getting IMs from I Have Santa. I was getting ransom notes into my door of a hairdryer up against Frosty and say, cough up the money or the snowman gets it. And all this was going on, and I'm having minor coronaries on a fairly regular basis because it's really upsetting me. I slowly found out that everybody was involved. So finally I decided, oh, let's go get campus police involved, found out where they were hiding. It was actually in Benny's room. Where's Ben? Ben, raise your hand. There you are. Took campus police with me, broke into the room with a master key, found the thing wrapped up, actually it was Frosty, Anson, wrapped up in a plastic trash bag, grabbed him, ran out of the building, thought I was just amazing because I found him. Didn't know the campus police officer was on him too. Got in the cruiser, turned on the lights, screamed bloody murder all the way into the middle of the quad, slid right on top of the concrete walkway, got outside, I got them back, and everybody was standing there just waiting for me to show up. So, Santa has come back to spend the night with me because he missed 3 weeks of our relationship. I thank you, Kevin, because this may be probably one of the funniest things you've ever pulled off by yourself. Now on to talking about Kevin as a best man. I didn't mean to belabor this, but anybody who knows me, that's just... So Kevin called me from his mobile device. He called me on the phone, he called me up, he asked me a question. And Kevin said, could you be my best man? Can you stand up for me? I really want you in my wedding. Do you think you can do it? Can you be my best man? And I turned around and I said, yeah, Kev, I can do it. I can do it. All right, did I say it 2 times or 3 times? I could go for 4. This kid was stuttering like you wouldn't believe it. See, I decided to take and hide the rings in his watch, for fear that anything could happen to him, and then he couldn't find them. He turned pale white, started putting his pants back on to run down the hall so he could find them. But anyways, so Kevin asked me to be his best man, and for various reasons. Number 1, Kevin still has logged the most consecutive travel miles with me over my wife. We spend more time in the car together than my wife and I, and probably just about anybody else in this room with the exception of Jim. Which I might add is the only time I've ever ridden in the backseat of my own car was driving with you. So I agreed to do this because Kevin's pretty much been like a brother to me. Pretty much since the day actually, that was the day I met him. I knew he was going to be kind of like a brother to me. And then I realized he was just a pain. But Kevin shared many things with me. He shared many things that made me laugh, many things that made me cry, mostly from laughing. Mostly the way he delivered it. And they just weren't the jokes, because a punchline is not a punchline unless Kevin tells it. Because it never gets there. Like last night, Kevin started talking about going to Rite Aid. Kevin went to... I can't tell that story.
Tell it!
We've been through everything from Soren's class, people getting 2s, to chicken wings and blue cheese. Realizing that from American Pie, Petey and Michelle really do live. Drinking with his father until 3 o'clock in the morning only for a trucker to ask at a rest area, is your buddy gonna be all right? seeing Allison arrive at 1 o'clock in the morning in leather pants, much to the chagrin of everybody, including Bob. We've pretty much done it all, seen it all, been there for each other through it all. He's never hesitated to be there for myself, my family, for my grandmother passing, in an effort to be around, to my wedding with Jess, which he's still, quite frankly, in Massachusetts, I always thought Kevin and I were going to get married. Deep down inside, I think he's going to leave Sam for me. But he's always been a good friend. He's always been the person you can talk to, the person you can listen to, for short lengths. And as much fun as we like to have with him, and as much fun as we like to pick on him, and as much as we like to say he's a real challenge to talk to, Kevin really is a tremendous person. And if I have my... The last time I was a best man, I forgot to do this. Well, sorry about that. I ask everybody to raise their glasses and toast Kevin and Sam, life of happiness, many children, tolerant nights, and just plain old good time. Cheers.
Cheers.